a story time on why I choose not to have guy friends, because the stuff I went through when I had guy friends was so freaking traumatic and brain altering. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. So when I was in middle school, I had like quite a few guy friends, like guys I felt like I was cool with, guys I would text and talk to, not on the weird stuff, just as a friend. But months later, this dude that I guess had interest in me at the time, and I was kind of like tagging along with it, just going along with it because everybody made me feel like I was ugly. So like a guy liked me, so I was like into it. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward, he violates me, like sexually violates me, like puts his hand up my leg towards my, all that. Tell me why. I tell these guy friends that I had first, because they were also friends with this dude. And tell me why the first guy I told said that it was none of his business. Yeah, it was none of his business. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, bro, we're all friends. Like, you're a guy, please defend me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's telling everybody that I wanted it and this and that, and like, everybody hates me. Like, please just defend me. And he was like, that's none of my business. So I go to some other guy friends, and they basically say the same thing. They're like, oh, like, he would never do that. Oh, we know him. Like, you're tripping. Oh, we're not gonna tell him nothing, anything like that. And that day, that like whole week that was going on made me realize I can never be friends with a man, because they will defend each other even if their friend is a freaking creep. Yeah, I learned that lesson very freaking early. So like when girls have a lot of like guy friends, male friends, I genuinely kind of cringe because of my experiences. And I have so many horror stories from when I was in high school, when I thought I was cool with the dude and then he ends up telling my business, things like that. I literally can't be friends with them. I can't trust them. They are not to be trusted. They will try to get at you. A lot of guys will literally just sit there and wait until they feel like they can have a chance with you. Seriously. Like, I had a guy friend like that who, we were cool. We would hang out. We would skate together. And obviously we were friends. I would like talk about the guys that I had a crush on at the time. And bro literally blew up on me. He went off on me saying that, oh, like I'm trying to make him jealous and all of that stuff. And it's literally, me and guys do not mesh. I feel like I'm supporting their bad behavior by being friends with them. I can be acquaintances with a guy, hi and bye. That's it. I cannot trust a male to be my friend. Like, I don't think that exists in this world. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's exceptions. Like, say if they're, or trans. I have friends like that, But men, like cis, straight men, no. I cannot do it.
So I don't befriend men. I don't go out of my way to make friends with them. I don't really initiate any kind of relationship with them because I don't think that I'm the kind of person that they want to be friends with. And I feel like I came to this conclusion many years ago, especially when I came out, and I just realized that men do not respect women in every capacity, not even in any capacity, in every capacity. So what would happen is I meet a guy on a night out. So of course his first instinct is to pursue me romantically or sexually, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to turn him down. I'm going to be like, cool, chief, I'm gay. And what usually happens is either they do not respect it or acknowledge it as a real thing. So what they will do for the rest of the evening is to insist on the fact that they want to sleep on me and how I've never found the right man, yada yada yada, that whole thing. Or they will ask and seem curious about like, oh, like, do you have a girlfriend, yada yada yada, and then immediately turn to fetishizing that relationship and asking very invasive questions. And it's not to say that every single man does. I do have male friends. I think I can think of one. And they're queer. Because here's the thing, is that besides just the fetishizing and just blatantly not respecting any of my boundaries, I feel like, to me, I can't joke with men because I don't like the jokes that they make. I don't like racist jokes. I don't like bigoted jokes. I don't like ableist jokes. I don't like rape jokes. I don't like jokes that harm people. And what I would find is that, especially when I was in a space where I would be the only person who's not a man, because I'm non-binary, I would be the only person who's not a man and be surrounded by men. And because they feel like the fact that we both date women, that I am now a safe space for them to unleash the horrific things that they say. And I'm just going to put it out there. Especially when I was in high school, I had like a couple of classes where like there was only guys. Here's the thing, when men feel safe, they are literally disgusting. They are vile. They compare their girlfriends like notes. They are very open about their pedophilic desires. They talk about different kinds of women in a very degrading way. And if they continue to see that you do not make it uncomfortable, because what I would do is I would make it very uncomfortable. I'd be like, that's not funny, I don't like this, do not participate in this. And then I would not come to school for a day, and then I come the next day and there'd be an inside joke that they could not say around me. I'm like, thank you, because I want you to know I'm not a safe space for any of that. I'm not a safe space for those jokes. I don't like funny jokes. And quite frankly, I feel like the person I am is just not aligned with the kinds of men that exist, especially in this country.
A word of advice for women. Guys do not want to be your friend. If you were 400 pounds and ugly, your genuine friendship wouldn't mean a damn thing to them. These men will play whatever role they need to play for as long as they need to play it to get what they want.
So ladies, I came across this topic that actually caught my attention, and I thought, why not share it with you guys and get your point of view. I, for one, I have a lot of mixed feelings when it comes to this topic, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So in this video, we are going to be seeing women saying that men are not our friends, like you cannot be friends with a man, and men are actually saying this as well. Now, I don't know if you'll agree with this. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, and yeah, let me not trouble too much in the beginning. Let's get right into the video.
As a woman, I've learned to not be friends with men, and I advise you to do the same. And here's why. First of all, when we are looking for a friend, we are looking for someone who is compassionate, who is selfless, who is understanding. And women offer that to a much higher degree than men ever will. And because of the patriarchy and because of a lot of the things that men have learned and internalized over the years, they want to be friends with women in order to gain access to the privileges that an attractive woman can offer them. An attractive woman is proven to open so many doors for a man. When it comes to gaining status in his job, a lot of time when a man is seen with an attractive woman, is married, etc., it opens so many benefits and doors to that man where it has been scientifically proven he is more likely to get a promotion. Think about social media. When you see men in social media and they are making videos with all of these attractive girls around them, they tend to get so many more followers. They tend to get more views. They tend to get more clicks. In society, men have been conditioned to take women and have them around them in order to increase their status in society. And as a woman, that sets you up for a friendship in which you are basically being drained and you are being used, essentially. Which for me is why I refuse to be friends with a man, because I don't see any actual benefit they could contribute to my life in a friendship role, especially since there are so many women who are open to wanting friendships. Additionally, I think a lot of men have weaponized friendship in the sense that they want to be your friend in order to get access to you and hopefully have a chance to pursue you. And so they will try to date you. A lot of the time they are afraid to approach you, so they'll go into it wanting to be friends, but secretly they are trying to be in a relationship with you and emotionally use you, in my experience. So yeah, that's why I personally don't recommend being friends with men. If you want a friend, you can find a woman, and if you want to date a man, date a man. But I think friendship, a lot of times when it comes to men and women, men weaponize that caring and compassionate aspect of women and use it.
If you're a cute girl and you meet a guy and he seems like he's nice, like he just wants to be your friend, he does not want to be your friend. He does not want to be your friend. He wants you to sit on his face. And it's so true, because I was scrolling on TikTok and Kevin Brown, I'll tag him because on his Instagram I follow him and his name is like Kevin White, so I'm not sure what his real last name is, but he was saying like a man that approaches you and you're a cute girl, if he asks you for your number, your Instagram, he does not want to be just friends with you. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, every male friend I've ever had has tried something with me. Like, whether, you know, he was sober, whether he was drunk, maybe down the road they professed their love for you even. That's happened to me maybe 2 or 3 times. And I'm just like, God dang. I have one male friend. And even then, I know that he would totally fuck me. Like, I know that he would. And it doesn't even matter the circumstance under which you meet a man, because even if you meet a man like at a networking event or like a tech event or something in your field, it doesn't matter. Maybe like 2 years ago, I met this guy at like a business event at South by Southwest, which is a conference here. The man, we just talked about his business, very nice, lighthearted conversation. Connect on LinkedIn. Tell me how eventually the man sends me a whole novel in LinkedIn messages, describing me like I was a Disney princess, just the way that he was describing my beauty and my aura and my personality, and telling me how much he wanted to get to know me and where he would take me and all this. And I was just like, this is my LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn, and you're sending me multiple paragraphs. And my friends were like, oh, that's so sweet, blah, blah, blah. Sir, I would have never expected this. All we talked about was your business. And for you to send me this whole thing, I was shocked by that. And I was just like, nobody's safe. Just assume that if a man comes up to you at all and starts talking to you, that he wants you to sit on his face. Just assume that.
Women, do you know why men don't buy this theory of male bestie or male friendship with their women? It's because men know how cheap they are. They know how easy it is for a woman to lay them down. That is why a man will never buy this theory of, hey, my wife has a bestie who is a man. It doesn't click. It can never. That's why they are so controlling and possessive. Like, a man wants to control every step that you take. Why? Because they know any opportunity a man gets to sleep with you, he will take it 100%. And me, I don't buy that bullshit of male bestie. I don't. You are just not at a vulnerable stage. The day you are vulnerable, the day you're weak, that man will take advantage of you. It doesn't matter whether you've been friends with him for years. The day you lose it, the day he sees you are weak, he will take advantage. A man can never be, there is always be guarded. When you have a man who is a male friend or my male bestie, keep another side of you from him. Don't let him know everything about you. Yes, because the day you are weak, he will take advantage. Men know this very well. That is why they can never buy this story of my male bestie. Oh, a woman can have also male friends. They know it doesn't exist. They know every man who is around you wants to knock. That is why they befriend you. Every hi, every phone call exchange, every number exchange, anything, any date that a man takes you to, the main answer is in between your legs. That is their final destination. Yes. Any help that a man gives you, his final destination is in between your legs. I don't buy that bullshit. I can never buy it. No. But where I have a male bestie, yeah, I do have friends, but I do not trust them fully that are male. I do not trust them fully because I know a man can change.
Men and women cannot be friends. Men and women cannot be friends. However much you want to sugarcoat this, there is no friendship. Men are actually incapable of keeping women as friends. We don't have that power. You can say this about me, I accept. But trust me, women, men cannot keep you as friends. Women can keep men as friends because they want favors, they want validation, and all these things that come with men, security and all that. However, men cannot keep you as a friend. We are looking at you with a sexual eye before anything else. So that tells you, by the time you're developing that friendship, in his head, he's already thinking about sex with you. Now, you might be very average in terms of looks, but do you know even the average? Give a man darkness and they will chase that woman. Also, when all these women are actually going through a cycle, these averagely looking women are the ones that men chase most of the times. So let me tell you, look at how the friendship of a man starts or begins. How do they come to you to be their friend? They start by actually wanting you, and then when you tell them I have a boyfriend, or when they realize you earn more than them, or you are a boss, or there's just a reason that will keep them back, it is you who friend zones them. For them, they don't want that friendship. It is you as a woman who friend zones the man. So what the man wants is not what the woman wants from this. So as you say, oh, I have a lot of male friends. You don't have male friends. You have people who want you sexually, but they are just uncomfortable saying it. They don't have the courage to say it out the way I'm telling you. So stop lying to yourself that you have male friends. I want you to look at it this way. Go and tell your boyfriend that Dr. Lewis is my close friend, and just look at his face of how he reacts. We know beasts when we see one. So we look at that man as a threat because we are also a threat to other men. So we know we are beasts and we understand how beasts behave around these things. We know that that's how we started being friends with you before we started sleeping with you. Before we became your boyfriend, we lied to you, we are your friends. And then it escalated. So we're just hoping that we're just being that friend, hoping that one day you'll give in and we'll do the do. Okay? So we just wait to get you drunk, or you to trust us, or you to break up with your boyfriend so that I can give you a shoulder to lean on. And through that, I crack the bean.
Now, if you ask me, I believe that men can actually be friends with women. Like, that's just my opinion. I believe that it takes a certain type of man to actually consider a woman as a friend without seeing her as, a sex object, without waiting for her to get in a vulnerable state so he can take advantage. It takes a man who has actually matured, a man who has evolved. Sadly, not every man has reached that level. Not every man is on a level where he can see women as people. Some men genuinely see women as nothing but sex objects. That's why they believe that no, you can't be friends with a woman unless you want to sleep with her, because that's all they see you for. They don't think that a woman can add more value to them other than sex, and that's why they'll keep you around and wait for you to become vulnerable. Maybe you break up with your boyfriend, or your boyfriend dumps you and you need someone to talk to, and he's the one that's available for you, and before you know it, he takes advantage of that situation. And in your mind, you'll be thinking, okay, he must really love me because he's the one that is always there. He never judges me. He always listens. Like, he gives me advice. He tells me if a man is going to play with me from his own perspective as a man, right? Like, you genuinely hold him in high regard because you think that he has pure intentions towards you. Since you guys have been friends for a long time, whole time you don't know what this man is plotting for you. Most of these men don't have pure intentions. Like, let's just be honest, most of them are waiting around for their turn, just like these guys were saying. They are waiting around to get the opportunity to get into your pants. But I, for one, I don't want to believe that that's how all men are. I'm sorry, but I have had friends, like, I have been friends with men who have never given me any sign that they even look at me in that type of way. That's why I believe that they are men who actually see you as a human being. They are not just waiting around to get into your pants. Like, they actually value your friendship. However, those are very few. Like, out of 10, you could find like 2. They are very few. Most of them are not genuine. That's the truth.
As a conventionally attractive woman, I don't believe any man who says he wants to be in a platonic friendship with me, because every time a man suggests being in a platonic friendship, it's right after I rejected his advances to get to know him or to go on a date. It's always, oh, that's fine, we could just be friends then. Why? Why do you want to be friends? Because I just told you I'm not romantically interested in you, so why do you want to be friends? And then they turn around and say, oh, it's possible for us to have platonic relationships with women. No, it's not. No, it's not. The only platonic relationships you want to have are with women that might give you a chance to hit one day down the line. Otherwise, you don't really care about female friendship. And let's just call it what it is. I don't know if girls do the same thing, but if they do, it's equally as weird. Because if you shoot your shot at someone and they tell you they're not interested, but you still want to be close to them, and you want to frame that closeness as a friendship, that's weird. Because the friendship interest was not there before the romantic interest. Therefore, I don't even trust you to be my friend, because I already know your intentions are different from the start. Not to mention, the input to output ratio of a male-female friendship is skewed, because me personally, I've done a lot of inner work. So whenever I have a platonic friendship with a man, I give him so much more than he gives me. Even on a friendship level, I give him so much more emotional intelligence, so much more self-awareness, so much more critical thinking skills, conflict resolution tips. Like, the way that I help this man grow into a man just by being friends with him is the reason why I'm so selective about which men I'm being friends with. Because, let's face it, y'all can't pour into me the same way I can pour into you, and I knew that from the get-go, which is why I rejected your romantic advance. And because of that, I also don't want to have a friendship with you. I'm not telling women that they can't be friends with men, but I am saying if a man shoots his shot and you're not interested and he suggests being in a friendship with you, also reject that, because he doesn't want to be friends with you. He wants to get in your pants, and he's using friendship as a cover-up for his intentions. But he already revealed his intentions to you from the start. So sooner or later, he's going to violate your friendship, and he's going to try to get in your pants, or he's going to use the excuse that we're friends, we're close, to try to touch you, to try to get onto you, to try to get in your house, to try to sleep over. Been there, done that. No, thank you. Not interested. I have incredibly strong and incredibly high boundaries, and for that reason, I'm not friends with my ex. I'm not friends with a man that I thought I wanted to be in a romantic relationship, but it didn't work out. Like past situationships, not friends with them. Not friends with any man that I don't work with or that doesn't exchange business or work ideas with me. Not interested. Not friends. Anything outside of that, we're acquaintances, and that's totally okay. But I don't owe nothing to my acquaintances other than respect. You're gonna get respect from me, but that's about it.
Are you in elementary school? Because that is the only way that you still believe that men and women can be friends, especially as we get older. That's the only way. I thought we all outgrew this idea that men and women can actually be friends. And when I say friends, I mean actual friends. You hang out with them often. They call your phone, you're texting. Like a friend. No. The only reason that you would ever see a man and woman as friends is because one of two situations. Either A, they've already dated, it didn't work out and they were not in love, or B, one of them is being friend zoned. And 9 times out of 10, it's the woman friend zoning the guy. And this isn't just my experience. You can ask any woman. If they've ever had guy friends, it's because those guys are just waiting for their turn. She let them know early on, I don't see you that way. And so they're just waiting in the shadows. Because if she changes her mind and says, actually, I would like to, he would jump all over it. So is that really a friend? No, it's not. But it's adorable that you still think this. It's so cute.
Some of y'all not gonna like this, but there is no friendship between men and women. There is no friendship platonically between men and women. One of those friends wants more. One of those friends is waiting their turn patiently. I said what I said.
That man been studying you now for 10 years. You met him at 20. You 31 years old. He been studying you. You done told him everything you don't like about the other guys, so he knows exactly what mask to put on when he deal with you.
If you're my girl, or if we start talking, I don't believe in guy friends. I really don't, unless he likes other guys. I have to make sure he looks at me and thinks I'm attractive before you have any guy friends. Do you understand that most guy friends that are straight either fail to get with you or they're trying to get with you? Men have testosterone. They don't look at you and say, oh, she's such a good friend. When you turn around and walk, they look at you behind. They check you out. They imagine things at night. They pictured all those fantasies they have in their little heads. So no, there's no such thing as guy friends. Oh, he's so innocent, he's so sweet. Well, he's sweet for now, until he works his way, and tries to get what he's trying to get. So, if you're my girl, you ain't having no guy friends. All right? Unless, like I said, he likes me, or he likes other guys. He better move his hips when he's walking. He better have a little raspiness to his voice, or else he ain't your guy friend.
So one day I was watching Steve Harvey, right? And I don't never watch him. I don't follow Steve Harvey. But he said one universal thing and understanding that was so on point. He said men and women cannot be friends. He is absolutely correct. If there's anything I heard Steve Harvey said, he is on point about that one. You see, your problem is you still think men think like you. We don't think like you at all. I got a nice job, great credit score, nice body, my own house. Why am I still single? You still think men think like you. You see, when I said that men should not confide in women, there were women in the comments saying, I disagree. You should be able to open up to your mate. That's because you still think men think like you. Men do not think like you. There is no teenage boy in a high school hallway that is looking at a teenage girl and saying, wow, she's an A student. She's getting accepted into Harvard next year. I want to date her. No. You have to understand the nature of the species. The teenage boy sees the teenage girl and goes, I want to mate with her. I'm attracted to her. That's it. Period. Back in the day, right? In colonial times, when you got pregnant by a man, You were considered conquered. You were considered conquered. No other man wanted to touch you. So basically, once you got pregnant by a man, no other man wanted or was allowed to touch you. There was no such thing as you having a new husband, a new baby daddy. There was no such thing. You were considered conquered. So you have to understand the nature of the species you're dealing with. When a man sees a woman, it's, I want to mate with her. That's it. There is no such thing as she's confident. She has an 800 credit score. Oh my God, she's so well spoken. Absolutely not. It doesn't work like that. You can be an associate to a man. You cannot be a friend to a man. Okay? Men and attractive women do not become friends. And if you want to test this theory, you truly want to test this theory, call your male friend up after midnight, 1 in the morning, and offer him, right? Offer him sex. And then you will realize that nature supersedes everything. I'm going to say that again. If you really want to know that man that you say is your friend is truly your friend, call him after midnight and offer him sex. And you will see the nature of the beast supersede his intellect.
That's why, ladies, we must learn to set boundaries even in our friendships. Sometimes men get comfortable. I don't know if they get comfortable or they just do it to see how far you can let it slide. Have you ever been with a male friend and he always jokes around by maybe touching your boob or slapping you on your butt, and he brushes it off as though it was just a joke, and he's just playing around, and you, being the naive person you are, you also just laugh it off. Some girls be like, I don't like it, stop tapping me like that. No, like, you have to be serious. Like, you have to look at this man and tell him, I don't like it when you touch me like that. I don't like it when you joke with me like that. I don't like it when you play like that. Some of these men try to test your boundaries. They are going to try to test your boundaries. And if you always let it slide, they are going to keep on doing it because they think that you're okay with it. Some may even see it as a way of you indirectly flirting with them, and you're inviting them to actually, push your boundaries. Ladies, you must be strict with men. I don't care if he's your long-time friend. I don't care if you've known him for years and years. You must be strict and set boundaries, because at the end of the day, men will always be men. Most men are opportunists. Any chance they get to take advantage of you, they are going to take it. You must stay woke and you must stand your ground. You must be a lady with principles. Don't let things slide. Don't let inappropriate touches slide. Don't let inappropriate language slide just because you want to be the cool friend. You want to be one of the boys. No, at the end of the day, you're a lady, and even if these men are your friends, they must learn to respect you as a woman. There are some things that they shouldn't feel comfortable doing with you. There is a certain way that they shouldn't feel comfortable talking to you. You must let it be known, otherwise men are going to toss you around.
I'm gonna hold your hand while I tell you this, but the guy friend that you think is so platonic, that you guys have been friends with for years, and he hasn't tried anything, and you can trust him, he absolutely is playing the waiting game. Like, he will 100% fold if you give him the opportunity. He will go for it. Most men are not friends with women if they can't get something out of it. Like, a lot of the times men are friends with women because they use us for that emotional vulnerability. They go to us, they can't go to their guy friends, so they use that part of us to vent, to rant, all that, right? But at the same time, they will play that waiting game. They'll be friends with mostly like pretty women. They're not going to just be friends with a woman or talk to a woman if they don't find her attractive. So most men that you think are no attraction to you, don't have anything towards you, like low-key they do. They wouldn't waste their time hanging out with a girl that they did not find attractive. So they're holding out. If you give them that opportunity, they will 100% go for it.
So just be very careful. Most of the time, these platonic guy friends are not just the guy friend. They're holding out for something more.
Ladies, never be friends with a man who you wouldn't date. So we all know that 9 times out of 10, men are not your friends. For whatever reason, they can't take you head on, so friendship is the backdoor move they use. And these so-called male friends use their proximity to learn about you and, most importantly, to wait until you are down. Whether you're down emotionally from a breakup or you're going through a hard time in your life, when you're vulnerable, that's when they pounce and make their move. And because he's such a good friend and because he's gotten to know you over time, a lot of women do fall for it. And they give an opportunity to their so-called friend that they never would have given to a man of his exact same credentials off the street. He knew he was never going to have success approaching you dead on, so he played this friend role to get you nice and marinated and tenderized towards him so that you would eventually fall for his line of BS. So don't even have a guy hanging around who you would not date. Even if he never makes a move or he makes a move and you shoot him down, he's still getting a lot more out of the relationship than you are. He's siphoning your female energy. Even when you go out with him as friends, he doesn't get anything out of you. His stock is still being raised because he has a beautiful woman on his arm and people are thinking, hey, he's got a baddie. He's got a 10 out of 10. He is showing you off to other guys in his friend group. Oh yeah, so-and-so's my friend. When he's calling you little sister or cousin or whatever, that's raising his stock. Women are valuable, okay? That's why he wants to be in your company. Do you see him tracing down friendship with a 70-year-old woman? No, he's not eager to hang out with women his mother's age or even his mother's friends because it's all about the value, which in his mind is correlated to your beauty and your social status. Men are not your friends. If you just have to have a male friend, check in with your father, your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, all of them first. And for the places you just can't escape making male acquaintances like certain hobbies or your job, make sure that this guy is up to par. Make sure he's on your level or above, preferably above. Make sure you're getting something out of this friendship because he damn sure is getting something out of it. But most importantly, make sure that if you ever were down, if for some reason this guy ever did make a move and you fell into a relationship with him, that it wouldn't be a downgrade for you. Do not have any loser men around siphoning your energy because that is what they do. They live off of feminine energy deposits. Let's be for real. This is the same demographic of humans that buy used underwear on the internet. They are literally eager for any hint of a woman's presence. They are subscribing on OF to get literal pixels of a woman, okay? So how much do you think your presence is worth? Are you really going to let your actual human presence be absorbed for free? No. Think about it. He has to pay to see a cam girl, but he gets to grin up in your face for free? God forbid you're picking up the tab because you're friends, you're buddies. Nonsense. Stop it, okay? Do better. You think, oh, friendship, I don't want to put a monetary value on this and that. Men are putting a value on every single thing. They have never done anything out of the kindness of their hearts. And that's why they're always asking for an immediate return, not a long-term return, an immediate return on whatever transaction they've just completed. I bought you dinner. Now they want smecks. I held the door. Now you have to give me your number. So why don't you, valuable creature, think that you deserve a return on all of the energy and effort you put out there? Because you being the gorgeous creature that you are, that wasn't for free. That perfume, that mascara, that lip gloss, that full face, that costs plenty of money. Not to mention those clothes, that toned figure, all of that cost bank. Where's the return on your investment? Are you really going to let men soak it up and get a return for free? Don't do it. Like and follow for more.
Ladies always disagree with this one, but I'm sorry, there are no friends of the opposite sex. It doesn't exist. Any guy that's honest will admit that any friend they've had that's a female, they're open to more, they're hoping for more, they're waiting for more. It is not an innocent situation. I know the ladies never think this is the case because you don't think like men. You have no idea what it's like in here. It's that corner of that desk reminds me of sex. I don't know how, but it does. That's what's going on in here. They are not your friends. I'm sorry.
Ladies, you know what really amazes me about y'all beautiful creatures that's on this earth? Y'all can really believe that men really legitimately wants to be your friend. You think a man wants to come in your life and be strictly platonic and be your friend. How does that work? At the end of the day, don't be fooled by that. If a man come and approach you talking about, well, I just want to be friends. Yeah, he want to be friends with something that's attached to it. No man on this earth just wants to be your friend. You can't make me believe that. I'm a man, I'm telling you. So do not believe that. Free game.
Hey, yo, real talk. Sorry to burst you lot's bubble, right? But all you females out there that keep having 100 man as your friends, yeah, sorry to break it to you, but them man are only your friends under your condition. Under one condition. That you are only the one that is allowing that friendship to continue, right? Let me explain something to you. If them man, especially if you're a very attractive woman, if you're very attractive, it don't matter what colour you are, if you're a very attractive woman that gets a lot of attention from man, right? And you have a lot of men that are friends with you, fam, they're in the friend zone because you're allowing it, right? If you give them the green light, right? If you give them the green light, they're going to jump, they're going to backflip into your arms. They're going to, I'm telling you, fam, into your wherever. They are going to fly to you and take that opportunity, yeah? And I think a lot of you lot know that you just like to play stupid. Like, real talk. Me personally, I'm not being friends with no attractive women unless it's they're associates. I'm in, you know what I mean? I'm out with my guys or whoever, and then we're just around. We're just around each other, innit? But I'm not going to consistently hang out with a woman I like, and we are just friends. The truth of the matter is, a lot of men are the same. Men, and you lot need to understand, men will be men, right? I'm a man, so I know, yeah? If you don't believe me, go to your male best friend and go ask them. Go do this little challenge. I know you've seen it. Some of you have seen it on the internet before. Some of you haven't. Go call that male best friend of yours. Tell him, you know what, we've been speaking for a long time. You know, I've been thinking about it. I think it's time we take things to the next level. Do you wanna go come back to my place and let's chill and have some fun? Do you wanna have some fun today? See what they say. Just do that for me today. See what they say. You're gonna be mind blown, bruv. You're gonna be mind blown, tell you.
Girls, men are not your friends. Trust me on this. They are not your friends. They showed an interest in being your friend because they thought that, one of two things. They thought one of two things. They thought one, I could get in her pants. Or two, over the course of time, I can use that time against her to say, all this time, and I still haven't gotten to fuck you. All this money I spent on you, and we still aren't dating. These men are not your friends, ladies. They want to use you to get to your body, to get to your money, to take off and leave you with fucking nothing. They are not your friends. And that is why I have gotten rid of almost all of my guy friends, because almost all of them have ulterior motives. Men are not your friends.
Every man getting closer to a lady wants to have something to do with her. I said it. There's no genuine intention when it comes to a man and a lady. A man and a lady cannot be friends. So ladies, stop this thing. We are guys. So that's why we are telling you the truth. Stop this thing. He's just a friend. He's my classmate. We do our homework together. He's nothing. When he gets you, he's not going to spare you. We are guys. No guy has genuine intentions when he gets closer to a lady. He wants to do something with you. Listen and listen. We know. We are guys. A guy can never move to a lady with genuine intentions.
I think it's important to understand the dynamic of the friendship when it comes to men. I remember I once had to cut off a guy who was my friend because each time I would meet up with him, like, his talks were all about sex, and he was making me very uncomfortable. Not that he was sitting on me or, he was touching me or anything of that sort, but each time I met up with him, all his conversations were rotating around sleeping around with women, having sex with women. He was so open with telling me how last week he slept with this girl and this week he's hitting up this girl and he also wants to sleep with the other one. It got to a point where I became disgusted, like, it just wasn't making sense. Like, why do you feel so comfortable telling me about all your lustful ways? Don't we have anything important to talk about? Can't we talk about something of substance? Why are you always jazzing me about your bedroom issues? Such type of men are a red flag, I'm not going to lie. If you have such a guy friend who is always telling you about, the girls he's sleeping with, some even go as far as jazzing you about how the experience went in the bedroom with the girl. They discuss the women they sleep with like, oh my god, it's nothing. They tell you about their woman parts. It can be so disturbing. And the weird part is that they expect you to also open up about the guys you're dealing with. They think that just because they have told you about all their sexual escapades, you also have to open up about yours. And it's like, no, that is my personal life. Now I got to realize that most of them do that to channel your mind, so that's what you can think about when you see them. When you see them, you see this guy who is so good in bed, so good with girls, and for some reason they want to, I don't know, they want to change your mind into thinking they are that guy. They can pull so many girls and girls are obsessed with them and they are so good in this and that. That is a way of them channeling your mind. You must be careful. Like, if you're friends with a man, look at the dynamic of that friendship. What are you always talking about when you meet up with them? How is the conversation going? How respectful does it sound? Are they always bashing girls? Are they always bringing up sexual encounters? Like, you must pay attention to that, because it will tell you a lot about how that man views you and that friendship.
So 100% of men who pursue women are pursuing women for their benefit. They see something in you that they would like, whatever it is. And oftentimes it's sex. Men know what they have to do in order to get you to lower your defenses so that they can gain access to you. Right? They know you have to be nice to women. You have to be, chivalrous. Buy them things. It's a very basic standard thing men know how to do, right? Some women may require more expensive things, but it's all the same. Be nice to women, buy her things, listen to her, because women have to talk. Do all the things to make a woman comfortable so that she can lower her defenses and so that he can gain access to her. 100% of men who pursue women operate like this. They are pursuing you because they want access to you. So as a woman in the world, you have to accept that reality of why a man is pursuing you. Now, it doesn't have to stay there, the initial reason why he pursued you, but there is a reason. Men are not looking for friendships with women. Men are not concerned with your well-being. They are not. All of what women wish men would be for them is not why they initially pursue you. So keeping that in mind will help you discern how you operate. So my rule of thumb, men and women cannot be friends. Is this 100% true? No. But that's how I keep myself level-headed. That's how I keep myself from my defenses being lowered because a man is nice to me or he listens to me talk or whatever it is, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm still a woman. The only people that have a problem with me saying men and women cannot be friends are people who believe they are in friendships with men and women. And you very well could be. Oftentimes, men are your friend because they want access to you. And that's a way for you to lower your defenses. Let me chill with her. Let me talk to her. Let me do all these things with her because there's a possibility there. Or they're your friends because y'all used to fuck and you no longer fuck. Right? It's very rare that men and women are actually friends. Right? So as a rule of thumb, that keeps me level-headed, right? Because if a man talks to me, on a rare occasion, men talk to me, on a rare occasion, I know that he's not pursuing me for a friendship. I know that he's not pursuing me because he wants to hear about my goals, dreams, and aspirations. Are all men driven by sex? Most of them are. I don't give men the benefit of the doubt when it comes to male nature. You have to prove to me otherwise. So in my mind, you're approaching me because you hope to sleep with me. And there's no amount of niceties that's going to convince me of other. I don't get convinced by nice men. Men are chivalrous to us. They're always going to be nice and kind, even if they don't want anything from us. That's just how men are overall to ladies, right? I get that treatment anyway. So that's not something that's going to move me. My other rule of thumb, if I don't want to kiss this person in their mouth and sleep with them, then there's nothing to discuss. I know what I'm attracted to. I don't need to be convinced by way of niceties and dates that if I like this person. I don't want to get to know anybody that I wouldn't sleep with. I don't need to be coerced into sleeping with a man. Right? See, men, and they don't even ask you. How many men have asked you, are you attracted to me? Do you think I'm attractive? Do you like me? Oftentimes men don't even ask you that because it don't matter. They're pursuing you for their personal reasons. Right? And so you giving them access, any type of access, sometimes it's just a fucking hello. They think, well, maybe I can have an opportunity. Right? So going out with them, that is their confirmation that you like them. Why? Because they're not pursuing women they're not attracted to. If a man pursues you for a date, he's attracted to you. Right? Now, women know they talk to men and date men they don't like all the time. But you're sending wrong signals because to them, your time and attention means you like them. So if you're not attracted to the person, if you don't like the person, because you can look at somebody and like them and like how they look and then I want to get to know them. I'm not going to allow anybody to convince me, because you spend enough time with somebody, you share enough commonalities, you'll end up liking the person. I don't need to be convinced of that. If I don't like you when I look at you, then I don't like you. And that's just the way it is.
I'm not friends with men. So all of you men in my DMs asking to be my friend, leave me alone. Most men are terrible friends, and I'm tired of trying to go through the trials and tribulations to figure out who's good and who's bad. I'm done.
Ladies, I have a question. Like, if you've had a friend, or if you're friends with a guy and you genuinely believe that his friendship is pure, like he's your friend, but then you get in a relationship with your man and your man is not comfortable with you being friends with him, is it only right that you cut off the friendship, or do you feel like, no, like this is my friend and you just have to get used to it? Like, tell me your thoughts about this, because I feel like I have mixed feelings again when it comes to it, because like I said, I genuinely believe that some friendships with men, with certain men, can actually be with pure intentions. They genuinely don't look at you in any sort of way. They've been there for you, they understand you, and they've never given you any red flags. But then your partner is not comfortable with you guys being friends. Is it only right that you cut them off, or you feel like, no, the partner has to, understand that this is your friend and just let it be? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. For one, I feel like it depends. Like, it depends.
There is no point in having a friendship with a man. Okay, I've tried it and it does not work, and I'll tell you why. He claims that he's your friend, but I can assure you he's waiting around for his opportunity to get in between your legs. You understand? And he'll wait for years, and he'll hide behind the friendship, hoping and praying that you give him a fucking opportunity. He's an opportunist. I believe that men are 100% transactional. They're always looking to get something out of a deal. If they don't feel that there's potential to get something, money, sex, what have you, out of something, they're not going to invest or deal with it. So, he knows that you don't want to sleep with him. He knows you're not attracted to him. So he will accept a fucking friendship and hang around, hold on to your coattails for as long as you allow him to. He will hold on to that fucking friendship until you give him the opportunity to sleep with you. And it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years. He ain't going nowhere. And to me, that's not a real friendship. That's just an opportunist hiding behind what he thinks is a friendship. The only time I have ever had a successful friendship with a man is it was a business. It was a business situation. I didn't have to sleep with dude, but he was in a better position than me financially, boss man, everything. And he put me on. You know, that's why I'm successful today, because, you know, here in New York it's hard. Like, you got to know somebody to get up the ladder, you know, and I thank God, you know, that this individual opened the door and put me on. He didn't want to sleep with me. He didn't want nothing. He genuinely wanted to help me. But you got to understand, when a man is successful and he's secure with himself, he's not trying to sleep with everybody. Okay, he's not a dirty opportunist. He's a self-made man. You know, he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire. This dude really put me on. So, you know, and I value our friendship to this day. So if I'm going to maintain a friendship with a man, it has to be business oriented. That's the only way, because I view men a whole different way. I'm just like, what is the point in having a fuckship with a man? Oh, support? I don't need no fuck support. No, I guess emotional support. Men are not fucking emotional. They don't have empathy. Most of them are narcissists. Narcissists don't have fucking empathy. But they'll hide behind a friendship and pretend to have empathy. And the whole time, let me tell you something, ladies. Another reason why they want to be friends with you is to stay in your fuck business. They want to know who you fucking, how you get your money, how much money you making. Is there any other opportunities? Like, they sitting back watching you get to the money bag and you get to all these opportunities. And they're like, how is she getting what she getting? How is she connected to that person? How is she this, that? So they want to be in your personal and financial business. So they'll listen. Are we friends? I'm your friend, right? Aren't friends supposed to support each other? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, they will try to manipulate you in that fucking friendship like you owe them something. Having a friendship with a man makes him entitled to have access to you in your blessings and opportunities. And he's hopefully waiting for you to open your legs at some point in the future. Use that friendship to sit there and be all in your personal business, how you getting money, who you sleeping with, how you get that opportunity, and how'd you get that opportunity? Can you put me on? They will use a friendship to have access to you and your sources, and be sitting there the whole time hoping, wishing, and praying that you give them a piece of ass on top of it.
Anyways, ladies, tell me what you think about this topic. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a video. Till next time, I remain Lisa. Peace and love. I love you. Bye.